Good morning, everyone. My name is Chad Wilson, and I am your instructor for ENGI 2304 for this winter mini. So I'm going to be giving you videos like this posted to YouTube and then posted to the announcements page. Sometimes I will email them to you because they're really important. You need to watch them right away. Sometimes I won't. Most of the time I don't think I will. But keep checking every day to Blackboard. You're gonna need to be continually on Blackboard for this winter mini semester. This class is not a marathon. If you want to think of the regular semester as a marathon, this is a sprint. We've only got 3 weeks and we've got to get through an entire semester worth of material. Hopefully you've taken a look at the schedule by now. If you have, you've noticed that you have something due every day, except Christmas and New Year's. So yay, we have that off. Well, you do. I'll have to be grading those days. Don't think you can just skate by and get an A in this class. That's not the way it works. In fact, the best way to fail this class is to not turn stuff in. That's it. If you do not turn things in, you will fail. But if you submit everything on time, you'll do well. There's a lot of little assignments. No one assignment will cost you the entire semester or will cost you your entire grade. I think the recommendation report itself, the final assessment, is worth 15% of your grade. It changes every semester based on what I do. But if you don't turn that in, you could still get a B. But once you start not turning things in throughout the entire semester, the entire term, then you fail, okay? So don't let that happen. For today, what you've got to do is make sure you read through the policy statement and schedule. This is not like clicking I accept on every app you download or every new phone you get. You've got to make sure you know that policy statement and schedule. It has everything you need. Read it slowly. You're then going to take the quiz, which is an acknowledgement that you have read through that, as well as the academic honesty policy statement, or the academic honesty statement from the course handbook. That's all on the Blackboard site under course documents. So under course documents, you can find the academic honesty policy from the student handbook. You want to read through that as well. You've got to acknowledge that you know it. Everything you submit in this class will be going through Turnitin, which is considered a plagiarism checker. I like to think of it as a tool for writers, but make sure you read through that policy statement so you know what is considered cheating and what is not. There's a difference between cheating and not understanding how to cite things, not knowing how to do something. You've got to at least know a little bit about what should be cited and what should not. If you're taking exact words, you need to cite it, okay? But in general, here's a tip. First tip of the semester, engineers don't quote. There's no need to quote anything. Engineers don't talk about writing, so why quote writing? So make sure you read through the academic honesty policy as well as the policy statement and the schedule. You've got to know those. Then you want to watch 2 videos on resumes. Convincing engineering resumes and the engineering resume. Convincing engineering resumes is the old one. The engineering resume is the new one. They both contain some different information. Make sure you also look at the student resume guide, which is under resume information, presentations and guidebook on the course documents tab. With the format for your resume you're going to be using is the Fall 2017 resume sample. That is there under student resume guide, which is in resume information, presentations and guidebook, which is in course documents. Also, if you're looking for the videos, go to course documents, YouTube videos, or if you're not on Blackboard at the time, just Google Dr. Chad W, no spaces. You'll get all my videos. Now, I'm going to be posting new ones for this semester, so for this term. If you want to go back and watch the old ones, you absolutely can. There may be some information I miss in my current videos. So if you want to watch those, that's perfectly fine, but some of the information may be different. But I am requiring you to watch ones like Convincing Engineering Resumes and the Engineering Resume. So you've got to watch the videos, and then you're going to take a quiz on Convincing Engineering Resumes. That quiz can be found under Assignments, Quizzes. You'll see all the quizzes there. These quizzes are not meant to be tricky. Sometimes people say they are tricky. Just pay attention to the language I use. If it says, which of the following are, it could be one, or it could be all of them, okay? You're gonna need to click each one that is true. And make sure you also pay attention to my sarcasm. In at least one of the videos, I sarcastically say something and people think I'm being serious. Sorry. I make up for that problem by giving you an extra quiz, free. So in my grade book. So if you miss a question because it's tricky, don't worry about it. It's okay. I've made up for that in the grade book. Also, you're gonna need to start on the discussion board. You've gotta have 10 posts per week. Now, I'm not gonna be grading your punctuality. Oh, you did it by after Saturday at midnight. Just 10 posts per week, spread it out. So you're gonna need a total of 40 posts, I think, for the entire winter term. So I guess the class is more like 4 weeks. Anyway, so 40 posts, 10 per week. I don't care if they're new threads or replies to people, just post. Make sure your posts are thoughtful though. Don't give one-word replies, yes, or I don't know, or this is my post. That was one of the best I ever got. Yeah, someone started a new thread that just said, this is my post. They did not get credit for it. What is allowed on the discussion board? I give some ideas in the policy statement. Read the policy statement. Basically, it's anything that pertains to the university, classes, or engineering. So it could be about new products that are coming out, technology, things in your major, ethics, things dealing with the university, with classes. Please do not write about politics or sports unless it has to do with the university or engineering. So I don't want anyone debating elections, things like that. That's ridiculous, not appropriate. So make sure you talk about things that are pertinent to you as a University of Houston student in engineering. So make sure you get started on the discussion board. Also, you're going to need to send me a quote-unquote email. This email is a formal email, but you need to write it in Microsoft Word, okay? So type it as a Word document and make sure you put the headings: to, from, date, subject. Put that at the beginning. And then I want to make sure you have a few different things in your formal email. And this should be a guideline for writing formal communications. First, put a salutation. Make sure you say Dr. Wilson, comma, or Chad, comma. It's okay if you want to call me Chad. I'm okay with people calling me Chad. I tell people not even my dad is Mr. Wilson. So I go by Chad. My students call me Chad. So you can say Chad, comma, or you can say Dr. Wilson, comma, or you can say Dear Dr. Wilson, or Dear Dr. Chad. It doesn't matter, but some kind of salutation at the beginning. So I know you're actually writing me. If I don't see that my name's at the beginning, then I immediately think, oh, this is spam. Or it's somebody writing me, but they don't really mean it to be to me. Maybe it's someone writing to Kathy Wilson instead of Chad Wilson. So make sure you put a salutation at the beginning so that your reader knows it's to them. Also at the end, you should have a signature. It doesn't necessarily mean a long signature. All it means is sincerely, comma, your name. And don't put your name, put your actual freaking name. So salutation and signature. And then I want you to follow the 3C format. That's Context. Always provide context at the beginning. Why are you writing? I am writing to introduce myself as a student in your winter semester ENGI 2304 class. Context. And then content. Go through and explain your content. And then contact. And emails should be pretty short paragraphs because no one reads them that carefully. It's just a fact. So contact at the end. If you have any questions, please contact me at blank email. So it should follow the 3C format. That doesn't mean 3 paragraphs though, because here is your first technical writing guideline. I've got 2 main guidelines. This one says, if you bring it up, you have to explain it. So in technical writing and in all writing, if you bring it up, you have to explain it. Do not assume your reader knows it unless you've already worked out who your audience is and you know that they have this certain knowledge level. If you're writing to engineers, you probably don't need to explain all of the basic laws of thermodynamics. But if you're writing to English majors, maybe you would. So think about who your audience is. But if you bring it up, like if you tell me, for example, in your formal email that you've always wanted to be an engineer, well, why? Don't say because I admire my father or I admire my mother. What did they do? What was their job as engineer? What did you think about it growing up? If you tell me you like to play guitar, which I would love to know. If you tell me you like to play drums, if you tell me you've played trumpet since you were a kid, why? Why do you stick with it? Why do you like it? What kind of music do you like to play? Do you like to play jazz? If so, who's your favorite jazz player? If you're a guitarist and you like John Coltrane, I'd like to know about that. I want to know how you translate John Coltrane to the guitar. If you can play Miles Davis songs on the guitar, I want to know it. Or if you like rock and roll, who are your favorite bands? If you actually write music, I want to know that. What kind of music do you write? Do you write it all on keyboard? How do you record it? Keep going. If you bring it up, you've got to explain it. Now, eventually, you've just got to stop. You've got to turn things in. But my point here is don't be content just to answer the questions. For example, in the formal email, I ask you to explain a few of your hobbies. I've had students say, I like to play soccer, work out, and in my free time, I like to go to restaurants. Well, and that's it. No, if you like to play football, if you like to play sports, why? What does that give you? What joy do you feel? Do you only like team sports? What is it about team sports that are different from individual kind of sports like tennis or duo kind of sports like tennis? Why do you like soccer more? Or why do you like to watch soccer? What does it do for you? If you like to go to restaurants in Houston, expand on that. Which ones? What are your favorites? What kind of food do you like? So don't be content just to answer the questions. I'm looking for more than that. Don't ever be content just to answer the questions that's posted there. And that goes for any of the assignments. You've got to go above and beyond just answering the questions. Just doing that gets you a C. Okay? You want to do well in the class, you've got to go beyond it. All right, I'm gonna try to keep these videos pretty short. This one's long, so I needed to introduce the class, but I'm gonna hopefully keep most of these under 10 minutes. So good luck. I will hopefully be posting another video tomorrow.